Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Shy, the finale, in which I'm actually not quite sure what's gonna happen, because episode 11 was pretty much a finale in my eyes. So this episode, I'm guessing, is just going to be mostly a summary, an exploration of the fallout that happened. Just a summary of the recent Svieta arc, let's just call it. But yeah, what happened in the previous episode to make it so deserving of the title, of the moniker of a finale, the true finale, at least, in my eyes so far. Who knows, maybe this episode will be more of a finale, actually. Well, the whole situation with Svieta / Lenia was resolved. Perhaps a little bit too rapidly on one hand, because she turned into her ultimate form and then was just brought down in a single combined attack, so that was kind of take it or leave it. But besides that, it was a good conclusion. I really liked that Kufufu turned out to actually be a competent member of Stigma's army. So, in order, there was a fight. Slowly but surely, Lenia started regaining her memories, her consciousness, her real self, her soul, call it what you will, thanks to Pepesha's change in attitude and her desire, her even whatchamacallit, whatever. Pepesha wanting to actually air all the grievances and fix her relationship with her mother. She was always shy, that was also revealed later, that both Pepesha and Lenia had trouble communicating, and that's where all of their miscommunications came from. That's where all the whole conflict stems from. Pepesha got enough strength from Shy's help, and from herself, of course, to finally face those demons and to finally talk to her mother. It took a little bit longer for Lenia, but eventually she too broke through that veil, broke through that wall, regained her consciousness. The scar just disappeared from her face, and she sent off Kufufu to go back to Stigma. What else? It was revealed that Stigma is using memories of people and the desires, right? The deepest desires of people to create the Amararirku. So he essentially used Pepesha's deep desire to talk to her mother once more, and just created her mother with the memories of her actual mother. It works, oddly, but then again, Stigma's powers are just, bringing people's people's dreams into reality. What people dream of, what people desire, bringing that into reality, with the one limitation that he cannot bring his own dream into reality. That's why he needs the Amararirku to do his bidding, to turn the world as he sees it, as he sees fit, as he wants the world to turn. So I guess since Pepesha wanted to see her actual mother, that gave Stigma the power to recreate her actual mother, right? Anything else that was revealed that would be particularly important? Not really. That was probably the biggest reveal. And we know that Stigma wants to create a world without adults. So there has to be something. Something about his past, maybe. I don't know. Is he even human? That's also a very good question. That made him desire a world without adults. So we have the motivation. We just don't necessarily exactly understand how he goes about fulfilling that motivation. So that is still something to be discovered. Anyway, Lenya and Pepesha were given a chance to talk, finally, to admit their mistakes, to say I love you to each other, all that jazz, to have a drink together, and eventually Lenya vanished. After, getting rid of all the things that were keeping her on Earth, the regrets about how she handled the whole situation, how she handled Pesha, etc., etc. Well, her time was limited, so it wasn't that she disappeared because she got to talk to Pesha, but she got to talk to Pesha and then disappeared. That's how it went. And left behind a ring. A ring with a snowflake on it, which is interesting because Iko also had a ring, but it didn't have any sort of a pattern, any sort of a gem, anything on it. It was just a plain black ring, if I remember it correctly. And also, I don't think Lenya actually wore a ring like that when she was out and about fighting. So I wonder if she maybe turned into that ring. Is it like we need to defeat all of the Yamada Rirku and collect the rings they leave behind, and those rings, their powers combined, will summon Captain Planet, and Captain Planet will defeat Stigma? I don't know. I suspect this episode will show us how they are, looking at the ring, trying to figure out what it is. That would be my current running theory. And now we smoothly move to what I expect from today's episode. Well, I expect exactly what I said. They will try to figure out what that ring is, they will try to figure out what's Stigma's deal, and we will again amass around the round table with what's her face, with Unilord, perhaps with Stardust, with all of those people, and we will try to figure things out. What happened, where to go from there, what are the dangers, what are the chances, etc., etc. If we are happy we're gonna get a slice of life moment of Teru and Iko, I would really like it a lot. So hopefully that happens. Hopefully. It's not a given. It's not a given, alas. But, here's hoping. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Okay, so I think that will do it for the intro. How about we start watching the episode then, right? To do it, you will need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing, it helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 12, the finale of Shy, in 3, 2, 1, go. Starting straight from the opening. I wonder if there's going to be a second season. I hope there is. Because let's be honest, this season is... we are still in the period of asking questions. We haven't really entered the period of getting answers yet. So maybe season 2, maybe season 3 would start answering some. That would be my hope. Because this is a surprisingly mysterious show. I'm gonna talk about it at the end because, it's the finale, so I'm gonna do the season summary, series summary, of course. But yeah, it's surprising how different this show is compared to my initial impressions of it. It's almost a complete 180, and it's crazy. But at the same time, not. Okay, so did they lose the memory of when Ted was transforming? No, I guess not. Oh, the kids didn't see that, did they? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was only her and the guy. You were a good kid. And yeah, sure. Lots and lots of motherly love. Though not really expressed properly. Makes sense. Yeah, we've seen in the photos that she was always very serious, right? Parents. I mean, I guess she did get to the orphanage at a little bit of an older age, so she did have some time to be raised by actual parents. Yeah, very heroic, wasn't she? And of course, the good kids are mocked. Nah, I was about to ask, was it possible that she also was a hero, but no, probably not. That actually raises a question. Is what is the nature of heroism? Can it be hereditary? Does your blood matter? Does your upbringing, nature versus nurture, are you chosen or elected? Or does the world choose you, or how it works? Right, where were we all this time? Oh, Lady Black and no, Stardust and Lady Black. Okay, I was half correct. Yeah, that's probably useful. Oh, Captain America? Why is he there? I thought it's Stardust who's Captain America. Get some sleep. Your eye bags are terrible. Yeah. And Lady Black can help, I know, give a checkup to the kids or something. Yeah. Hey, that was, a really nice burst of not shyness. Are you really this sleep deprived? Fair. Although, I mean, not being able to do something can actually be someone else's fault. Like, I know, I want to cross the street, but they ripped it out and there's just a big ditch because they're exchanging the pipes or something, right? I'm not able to cross the street, and it's not my fault. Semantics. Or, well, not semantics, details. They've been frozen, so I don't know, check if any cells have burst or anything. Yeah, she grew a little bit, didn't she? Okay, so that is a nice conclusion to this arc. Well, creating a world without adults. That's what he claims, at least. Ah, of course. Let's go and grab a drink. Not enough. Her liver isn't screaming yet. Is Shy even old enough to drink? Probably not. She's like, what, 16, 17? I mean, yeah, as has been evidenced twice already. Just beating them isn't enough. And beating them isn't the way to go. What happened to Kufufu? She didn't have those claws before, did she? Oh, some info about Unilord. Not much, but still. Okay, slice of life. That's what I wanted. That's what I needed. Uh, does she have a cold? She's red on the face. Japanese cold, probably. So she's basically a walking corpse right now. Cardiac arrest. One of the symptoms of Japanese cold. Oh, I thought they're gonna go to like school's infirmary or something, but no, they went to an actual doctor. Or maybe not. Yeah, she's dying of cold and of embarrassment. That's double death. Yeah, actually, though. If you were to henshin right now, would that, like, kill all the germs? I wonder. Or, like, regenerate your body quicker or something like that. Are we going to meet the family now? Probably not. The face is obstructed. Uh, are your parents dead or do they work abroad? Oh, that's a nice shot. That's a nice angle on her face. Also in Russia, so, you know, and wearing quite skimpy clothes. Pesha at least has some fur on her henshin form. Because there is nobody to nurse you back to health. Q eco. Oh. Mother. Yep. That really raises a question. What happened to her parents, and why are we not seeing the mother's face? Could one of the Amarilku enemies be based on Teru's mother eventually? I wonder? Oh, One-chan, so older sister, not mother. Orphans, then? You have a new One-chan now. And Iko was watching you intently. Another superhero with another person character with an obstructed face. That superhero figurine to the right. Could it be that Teru's One-chan is actually a hero as well? Gelatin? Why would you need gelatin? I mean, she is an older sister. Exactly. Continue. Oh, well, shit. Probably not a hero then. At least not right now. Okay, so absent parents then. Yeah, but Iko doesn't care. Exactly. Assuming she's not henshined currently, yeah. Nope. Stay. Teru, you gonna stop her? Maybe not. Please do. Damn. First name basis. Next base is having kids together. And I hope it stays that way. I really hope the normalcy is like a constant thing in this show. Yeah, I mean, first name basis, it is a very big step forward. Oh, a after credit scene. That's a lot of metal. Hmm. We have laughter, we have anger. They're kind of sort of based on emotions, aren't they? That's a lot of fish. Oh, you're trying to fish Svieta out? Okay. I guess Kufufu is a little bit broken than usual. Yeah, just look at those eyes. Stigma ex machina? No. An angel? What is your deal? Where though? Like, location wise? We haven't really said much. And who is she? A samurai girl. To be continued. Okay. Not gonna lie, I was hoping for like a to be continued in 2025 or something along those lines. No, just to be continued with an uncertain timeline for the next season, should it come, of course. What will come now, though, is the same episode again. Let's watch it. OP. Dr. Isaac is checking on them now. For a moment, I thought it might be Dr. Isaac is the like hero that's with Lady Black, and that they are already here and trying to figure out the situation, trying to clean up, etc., etc. But I think it's just like a regular local doctor, probably. I guess you really are a hero, indeed. Because Lenya loved you very much. And Lenya was also very adult for her age, so probably problems when growing up. That's usually the like telltale sign. Essentially saying, "Oh, you're grown up for your age," is pretty much exactly like saying, "Oh, your house wasn't a nice place to grow up in, was it?" But yeah, she was very heroic, very helpful, didn't mind any mockery, anything like that. Which again kind of plays into the theory, let's just say, that Lenya also had some issues at her home growing up, even before being sent to the orphanage, because whenever a person comes from a bad home, quote unquote, they either perpetuate those same schematics or they stand in direct opposition to them. Either of the two. Never, no normal person, normal as an average person, can come out of it. Either someone going deep into one way or deep into the other. Thankfully, Lenya went deep into the good way, so to speak. Again, just a theory, but kinda fits. You still carry her blood and the love she gave to you. Yeah, this really made me wonder about the nature of being a hero. This and later, when I suspected that Teru's sister might have been a hero. What makes a hero? Not, in a philosophical sense, what makes a hero, but rather in a in-world sense. Who or what gives you the heart-shaped bracelets? Do they just appear one day randomly. You wake up and, oh shit, bracelets are here and some weird shrimp is floating next to my bed. Oh shit, I guess I'm a hero now. Is it Unilord monitoring all of the individuals in the entire world and assigning hero powers to one of them? Is it some other power that be that does it, right? It's interesting. It's curious. And what role does nature and nurture have in it? If you're from a bloodline of heroes, are you more likely to be a hero? If you are raised well with tons of love, are you more likely to be a hero than if you were from a bad house? Right? Like, what makes a hero in this world? I wonder. Yeah, Shrimp is here, and so is Stardust and Lady Black. Who's this guy with the white and red suit? Is this Captain Poland? No, it would have to be white and red. Although I guess white and red colors in general, kind of like Spain. Bull horns, red cape of a matador. He's Captain Spain, isn't he? Most probably. And to the right, Latin America. Bottom right. Bottom left, I don't know either. We might meet them eventually. The nations of the world will work together to solve the problem. I mean, yeah, we know it's a worldwide phenomenon now, right? It happened in China, it happened in Russia, it happened in Japan. Chances are it will happen outside of Asia in general, so we should be prepared. Bring the ring. See, it's moments like that is when my paranoia just grows immensely. Moments like that, like passing a ring to Stardust, immediately made me suspicious that, oh shit, Stardust is actually working with Stigma. Stardust is actually an enemy. He's gonna pocket the ring and never give it to anybody. Or alternatively, he's going to lose it. They're gonna get attacked, and Kufufu is just gonna rip this ring out of his pocket, and they're gonna lose all the progress. Right? I immediately jumped to high alert, but no, nothing bad happened. He just teleported back, and that's it. Thank you for your guidance. Yeah, I wonder how much of his reaction is. No, I mean, it looks genuine. I don't think he's pulling her leg. I think he simply meets so many people in his daily life, and meeting with Terry was just, a blip on his radar that he might have genuinely not registered. And also, he really looks sleep deprived. I wonder if he's actually like running himself ragged. All of those appearances in movies, concerts, having to have that together with with his hero duties, all that stuff. I wonder. Let's see. Shy. Oh, I'm running out of space, aren't I? Let's do a shy continuation then. I really should be using a binder or something, I think. Continuation. Further. And let's see. Magia record. I'm gonna give Magia record like. Sure. One more page. Shy. Continuation from before. Okay. Stardust is running himself ragged by having too many whatchamacallit? Fuck. What's the word? Why am I missing words now? And I know the Polish word. God damn it. Google Translate, save me here. Not Russian, Polish. Obowiązek, duty. Duty, obligation. Okay. By having too many obligations. Movies, concerts, being a hero, right? Because everybody else, since they are hiding the fact that they are heroes and they don't really work in like public sphere, they can just sleep in on a given day, right? Shy, let's say at the night she has to fight crime, then in the morning she goes to school, and she comes back from school and just goes to sleep. She can go to sleep a little bit early, she can wake up a little bit later, right? She has that freedom. Meanwhile, he doesn't. He probably doesn't get enough sleep. That's why the eye bags. I didn't do anything you need to thank me for. Once you accomplish something, it's not because of someone else. Just like when you're unable to do anything, it's not anyone else's fault. Yeah, sure, kinda, in like a grand scheme of things in general, sure. There is some truth to it, absolutely. With this, there is truth, 100%. Once you accomplish something, it's not because of someone else. It's because you were able to do that. You might have gotten help from someone, absolutely. But in the end, it was your thing, right? If you were able to start a company only because someone gave you a lot of money or you got an inheritance or whatever, it wasn't because of that you were able to start a company. It was because you had an idea for that company. For example, right? When with not being able to do anything, sure, when you're unable to do anything at all, I agree. It's not anyone else's fault. You are always able to do something, at least something. So continuing my earlier example with not being able to cross the road because there are some, they rip the road off and it's just one big ditch. You can cross the road further down the line. You can take another route to where you need to go, right? There's always something that you can do. So if you just stand in place and just don't move because your initial route has been obstructed, that's just your fault for not trying to find a workaround. So be proud of yourself. Yeah. When you're able to think that you've truly saved someone, it'll make the person they saved want to apologize too. Yeah, that pride will change into your next power. Sorry, wrong line. If a hero's back is always doubled over, it'll make the person they saved want to apologize to. Yeah, right? Sorry for the inconvenience, hero, sir, saving me from this fire. You look tired. You really, don't look good. I wish I just died in this fire, actually, because it was an inconvenience to you. No, a hero needs to stand proud. A hero needs to be the shining beacon for humanity. It's as much about the deeds you do as it is about the hope that you bring to people, right? You need to be an icon. That's also your responsibility. There are some who are hit by the enemy's attacks. Looks like you were able to conquer a mountain. Yeah, she grew a little bit, sure. I feel like there is something very important there, even if we don't know. Yeah, there probably is. I really don't think we know the full story, because even with the data we have, right, that stigma is able to bring people's dreams into life. Okay, why are they always twisted though? Right? Oh, he's only trying to free people's hearts. Okay, why is he turning people into monsters though? Right? Like on the surface. On the surface, I could stand behind this. I could stand behind Stigma. I could support him. Sure, absolutely. But he goes about everything he goes about in a very twisted way. So there has to be something more. I wonder if he's actually just misleading even the Amara Rirku. And yeah, even if we don't know what that is, heroes like us need to be fully prepared. We need to fight anyway. We might not know what drives the villain, but the villain just strapped a bomb to an orphan and is threatening to blow them up. We don't ask a question why he did that, we're stopping them. It's really as simple as that, right? Sure, if you get to the bottom of it, if you understand the villain, eventually that's going to make your job easier. You're going to be able to predict them easier. But if you don't, I mean, you still can just stop them from doing the bad. And that's all that really matters. Amararir Stigma's dream that he wants to see come true, even if it means warping the dreams of others. Yeah, he cares about dreams so much, and yet he warps them so much, right? I was asked to stop them, and that probably doesn't mean just beating them in a fight. This is also true. Both times that we stopped someone evil, quote unquote, villain of the week, so to speak, it wasn't just fighting, it was also Teru's power of the heart, right? Iko, it wasn't the fact that Teru was able to beat her down that stopped her. No, it was the fact that she was able to work through Iko's emotions and thoughts and heart. Same goes for Lenya. They didn't beat Lenya into submission. No, Teru was able to support Pepesha enough so that Pepesha and Lenya can talk things out and solve whatever bad blood was between them, right? So there absolutely is more than just beating them in a fight. Even if one's body disappears, their heart remains in this world. That's why you don't need to be Satkufufu-san. In the end, we'll all become one. See, this also isn't, I want a world without adults. No, this is like, in the end, we will all become one collective consciousness of a writhing mass of flesh. Kind of a plan, right? Also, look at the changes to Kufufu. Look at this monstrous hand. The villains never turned into monsters. Iko, kinda sorta, but Tsvieta didn't, Kufufu didn't. Only now, there's something more to their current form, 100%. Unilord. Nickname Unichi, nationality unknown, likes cooking, cleaning, soup. The one in charge of all the heroes, no one has actually seen her face. Blood type unknown, age unknown, 178 centimeters, 65 kilo. Didn't we already see information on Unilord? I feel like we've seen this. Maybe a different illustration, but we've seen info about her. And this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted more than anything. More of this slice of lifey stuff. Yeah, Japanese code. It's able to bring down even the biggest superhero. Double death, but I wonder why. I feel so at ease right now because you're with a friend. That's why. You have someone you can trust deeply, and you have someone who trusts you, who cares about you deeply. We don't see the face. Every time someone's face in anime is abstracted, it has real and tangible repercussions further down the line. Teru's sister is one of the Amara Rirku. Honestly, wouldn't is that the katana lady at the end of the episode? Could be. Teru's sister is Amara Rirku. Is she mentioned by name? Mai Tennoji. The katana lady Mai Tennoji. Maybe. Is there anyone here? No, just Shrimpy-san. Of course, the, classic trope of my parents are not here. They're never here. They're traveling the world, / they're dead and I'm somehow able to live alone, / they always work, / whatever. Very few anime protagonists have any family to speak of. My body did get pretty cold. Yeah, I mean, it's probably cold, let's be honest here. Cold Russian winter. Thankfully she has Shrimpy, so she gets at least a little bit of help. Onechan. Your daughter calls me Onechan too. Look how excited she is that she gets to Raptor's back. And this character on the right. The first time we see this figurine, she's turned back to the camera so we don't see the face. Now there's a sun ray obscuring the face. Also, kind of similar uniform to Teru's. Just saying. Also, a mask. Something. Teru's sister used to be a hero. Figurine in white uniform, cape, mask, blonde hair. Teru's hair turns white. Her sister's hair might have turned yellow. And also, we see them like side by side in this frame. And also, do you see my cursor? You probably don't. There's this hair hook, and she has hair hooks. Yeah. I'm 100% onto something. Medicine and water. Head cooling pads, cool. Masks, cool, I guess. Sports drink, cool for electrolytes, but you're better off buying like electrolytes in tablets and dissolving them in water. Or water with lemon, honey, and a pinch of salt. That also works. But yeah, sports drink, isotonics in particular are also good. Gelatin though. Huh? Does she mean like jello, as in food that's easily digestible for someone's sake? Or does she mean like literal fucking gelatin? You pour gelatin in the cup and you drink it and it's somehow supposed to help your cold? Look, you're like an older sister. Indeed, she is. She died some years ago, and yet the parents aren't here either. Interesting. Like, what's... I wonder, actually, what's the reason for her parents not being there? Leaving their underage daughter alone. When the sister was here, okay, I can understand it. She's under the care of someone older, someone of age, legal guardian, basically. She could be. But now that the older sister isn't here and Teru still stays alone, what's going on with the parents? Like, I know, okay, sure, for plot convenience, right? Why is she able to just openly have Shrimpy fly around the house? Why is she able to have Pepesha here train using her bracelets, etc., etc.? If her parents are here, well, she wouldn't be able to do that, so we remove the parents from the picture. That's usually how it goes in an anime of this sort, right? How do we have the parents not question the cat girl that now lives with their son? Well, the parents are simply never at home, so the guy can live with his cat girl, no problems. So I understand why it's done, narratively speaking, but I wonder, like, what is the in-world reason for their absence? I feel a bit at ease right now because I'm with you now that I know heroes are normal people too. Yeah, see, this is cool. I really like how their relationship evolves over time, how it changes, right? Teru feels like, oh, I'm embarrassed, but at the same time, she's a little bit more at ease. Iko was able to affirm that Teru isn't out of reach. She's not just a mystical being, but exists here and now as a normal person, as a normal friend from school, right? They're able to work things out really, really nicely. I really like it. I honestly was thinking that Teru will just be completely beetroot red and she's going to ask, what's her surname? Koishikawa. Koishikawa-san, could you stay here at least until I fall asleep? Or, something like that. The usual trope. But no, we're not quite there yet. Yet. Look at this smug face. I'm gonna call you Teru-chan. And the blush. Everyone's blushing so profusely in this show. Yeah, she can get shy every now and then as well. Being able to talk in front of people normally, being able to look people in the eye normally, being able to be the me that I like normally. Yeah. Being able to be normal. I'm sure this step forward is meaningless for a hero. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say it's meaningless for a hero. It's important for a hero to know the normal life. Because the hero is supposed to help normal people. Right? So the more they are acquainted with normal life, with normal people, the better they are able to help those normal people. At least that's my opinion. Not like we have superheroes in the real world, so... It's a very normal yet big step forward, yeah. And it's also your growth as a person, and because you grow as a person, you also grow as a hero. It's intertwined, you're one and the same person. There isn't you normal and you hero. You are the one and the same. Look at how happy she is. They're on a first name basis. Not Chan, not Iko-chan, Iko-san. So there is still, couple of steps to take, but still. And here we get the after credits scene. Kufufu. And this guy's name is Doki. And the angel girl is Inori. That doesn't really tell me all that much, so Whatever. But it really seems like they are based on emotions, right? Kufufu is laughter, Doki is anger, Inori is, I don't know, peacefulness, love, maybe something like that. Lenya was sadness, regret, right? They really seem based on things like that. Probably a fishy, and that's a lot of fishies. Sveta hasn't come home yet. I'm sure she's hiding somewhere down there, so I'm gonna fish her up. Yeah, Kufufu is broken. Tsvieta's departure, let's just say, really broke Kufufu. Interesting. Interesting. Because it also indirectly means that Stigma's reassurance that, oh, in the end we will be all one and the same, didn't work. Right? Because Kufufu isn't just going about her business normally because, oh, I'm gonna meet Sveta-chan eventually, so it's not a problem really. No, Kufufu is intent on fishing Sveta out. Right? It's interesting because it shows that Stigma's influence on the Amara Rirku is limited. They can break out from under his control. Right? It's cool. Our master is currently preparing to save this world, and apparently the intention is for everybody to live peacefully in this world. Behold heaven, and she shows an eldritch eye in Madoka Magica style. If that's a heaven, prepare a spot in hell for me. Yeah, she really seems like she would be Teru's sister. If everyone was able to dream the same dream. That would be such a happy thing. So, we really keep learning more and more. We are really drip fed Stigma's actual goal. We thought initially that, oh, freeing people's hearts. Cool. Okay, maybe not. A world without adults and turning people's dreams into reality. Okay, sure. But now we hear that everyone dreaming the same dream? We will all become one? Huh. Right? It just tumbles down. It becomes worse and worse and worse with every word he speaks. Interesting. Interesting. Worse and worse, and at the same time makes more and more sense. Because initially it didn't really make sense that someone who just wants to free people's hearts would commit such atrocities. But now we know that he wants to free people's hearts and turn their hearts into his own, so that they all dream the same dream and have the same desires. Right? Interesting, very interesting villain. To be continued. Well, hopefully. Hopefully to be continued. There we go. Now is the time to take a look at the theories that I had throughout. Mephisto-looking kid is a supervillain. A villain, yes, not a supervillain in the sense of like a superhero movie. Mephisto-looking kid is a villain. Super, I'm just gonna say no. Shy's new school friend invites her over. Brother recognizes Shy. Shenanigans ensue. Hasn't happened yet. But it might. There's fire hidden in Shy she can tap into. Yeah, kinda sorta. When she gets fired up, She becomes much more powerful than anybody would think. Unilord Henshin. Teru Unilord Henshin, we haven't seen it. Teru has her bracelets stolen. It didn't happen, and I don't think it will happen. It would happen in a show that focuses on like the superhero aspect more. This isn't a regular superhero show, so I don't think shenanigans like that will happen. Teru joins the calligraphy club. Hasn't happened yet. There's more to superheroes. They locked supervillains away in ice back in the day. I guess we can say that no, they didn't really lock supervillains in ice. Supervillains need to charge with superhero attacks. No, not the case either. Supervillains are superheroes' counterparts. Cvieta Pesha. We only have a sample size of one, so I can't really say. The story of heroes reaches way back in history. We don't know that. Supervillains are created from the dark parts of superheroes' hearts. No, not specifically superheroes, it would seem, and not the dark parts of their hearts, but rather their desires. To become a superhero, a dark part of the heart is removed. Stigma has those parts. No, that's not how it works whatsoever. Stigma heart is present in everybody. Stigma as an omnipotent, omnipresent being, right? There's a stigma spark in everybody. Probably not, but I'm just gonna leave it be. Stigma is a deity or an abstract concept made flesh, unconfirmed either way. Amara Rirku people are created from the shut off parts of humans' hearts. Lenya had to suppress her childishness in It Only Showed When Drunk. Not the shut off parts of their hearts, just their deepest desires. I don't think it has anything with whether that desire is expressed or not. Kufufu is tied to stardust, perhaps. Teru treats Pesha's alcoholism. Well, that certainly didn't happen. Pesha's alcoholism is an important plot point. It is, kinda, sorta. Stigma wants to get everybody in contact with their inner child. That's the recipe for world peace. Children don't wage war after all. No, that's not what he wants. He wants peace because everybody is one. Everybody has one singular desire, one singular dream. Unilord has bracelets. Can she be Henshin? She hasn't yet. Cvieta disappears after Pesha gets therapied. Kinda sorta. It wasn't a, consequence of Pesha getting therapied, but she certainly does disappear after that happens. Cvieta turns back into Lenya. Yep. Kufufu legit wants to make people smile, but does so with bombs and shit. Negative reception solidifies her belief that heroes are bad and other Amara Rirku who laugh at her antics are good. We don't really have a direct confirmation of that. Amara Rirku don't actually realize what they're doing. They impose their beliefs onto others via mind control. We see an example of that, so I guess sure, they impose their beliefs onto others via mind control, but believe they just make the affected people speak their minds. Confirmation bias. We don't know if that's like the crux of how it works, so I'm gonna leave the rest be. Amara Rirku Stigma involved don't realize they use mind control. They're being manipulated by someone else above Stigma. Cannot be confirmed yet. Lenya remembers only the bad. Shy makes her remember the good. That uncorrupts her. Lenya remembers only the bad, but it isn't Shy that makes her remember the good. It's Pesha, and that does uncorrupt her. Other heroes embody virtues like Teru's heart and Pesha's spirit, unconfirmed. Stigma can bring back souls of dead people. I don't know, kinda sorta. Shy's purifying flame purifies hearts, we don't know that. Not fully, not entirely, and those are the new theories, so they're not gonna be true whatever might be. This, not much, not a great score, is it? Really not the best score. That just goes to show how mysterious this show is, right? Why am I wearing this still? Okay, let's talk about this episode. Let's talk about this episode. It was about what I was hoping it would be. It provided a nice summary, nice, it showed us what happens next, right? The little bit of cleanup at the orphanage, if you can call it cleanup, a little bit more backstory on Lenia. Yeah, so it really served well as that closure for the previous episode, and it gave us the much needed slice of life moment. I really waited for that to happen. Because this is one of the things that makes this show the most unique, in my opinion. The amount of slice of life stuff, the amount of times that Teru just hangs around with Iko, right? It really matters that it's not a galaxy ending scale event where we need to eventually travel to space to kill the god of the dead or whatever, right? The scale isn't quite as big as that. But rather, it still remains fairly self-contained. We're not facing off against armies of the villains' grunts. We're facing off against individuals. Maybe like 2, 3 of them at once. So it really keeps the scale of the conflict in check, and I hope it stays that way. Again, I have to bring the comparison to Symphogear, where the thing that was missing for me in the later seasons of Symphogear was that those down-to-earth elements, was that those very personal stakes. Sure, okay, the world is in danger, whatever, but is Miku safe? That was kind of missing. I don't know in which direction Shy will go, but I hope it stays in this way, where the conflicts, the battles are personal, confined, where we still get to meet our friends, just outside of being a hero, where Teru can hang around with Piles Dunant, not Shy hanging around with Lady Black. Because it really matters. I much prefer personal stakes over world-ending catastrophes. But what is interesting is that it kinda is a world-ending catastrophe. But at the same time, we are focusing on the more personal bits of it rather than the world scale. That's cool, and I'm glad that at the end of this episode we got that slice of lifey bit. It's also cool to see how Shy is growing on more planes than just one. She's growing as a superhero, sure, unlocking new strength, new power, new abilities. I mean, she's not yelling out the name of her abilities, so you can't really tell, but she's certainly growing stronger in combat. But she's also growing better, quote unquote better. She's just growing as a regular person, as Teru Momjiyama. Her relationship with Iko is improving. She's a little bit more outspoken. I mean, you can't really call it outspoken yet, but she's not quite as clinically shy as she used to be before. You can see that change. That's good. That's cool. I really like it when characters are multifaceted like that and when they actually grow in all of those facets. Now, the elephant in the room, the ending, or well, the after credits scene. It certainly is a season 2 hook. 100%. It didn't give us that much new information. It essentially just introduced two new supervillains, quote unquote, two new members of the Amara Rirku. Three, actually, if you count the Katana Lady. And it kind of sort of confirmed Stigma's goal. It worsened it, but in a good way, right? So very much just a hook for the next season. Anything else in particular that I would like to talk about in this episode? The flashbacks to older sister and the fact that the sister's face is obstructed. This will come back and bite us in the ass 100%. I'm sure of it. It's gonna turn out that just as Lenya, Pesha's mother, was important, the unnamed sister, Teru's sister, will also be important somehow. She's probably one of the Amara Rirku, but I'm not sure. Can a hero become an Amara Rirku? Could it be that, I mean, Amara Rirku are born of desires? Does Shai have the desire to see her sister as much as Pesha had the desire to see her mother? I don't know. If her sister was a superhero, can you just ditch being a superhero like that? Also raises the question, Teru being young here, she doesn't have heart-shaped bracelets. But then again, neither does her sister. Is it something you can take off? It is, because Teru wearing her pajamas doesn't wear heart-shaped bracelets. And yeah, we see those bracelets laying on a table once, I think, even in the opening. So yeah, her sister could very well have been a hero, died in the line of duty, and the heroism was passed on to Teru. Maybe. That would be my suspicion. This episode certainly raises plenty of questions. Plenty of questions that I am dying to get answers to, and hopefully season 2 soon. Hopefully season 2 soon. How does it work, this episode, how does it work as a finale? I say it works well. It wraps up what needs to be wrapped up. It gives us a chance to wind down a little bit after all this excitement. Another reason why this slice of lifey bit was necessary, another reason why slice of lifey bits are necessary in shows of this type. We need time to wind down. It cannot be just constant excitement. And also, there's the hook towards the next season, possibly, probably, maybe. So yeah, it really works as a finale. I was of the opinion that the previous episode was good enough of a finale, but no, I think this episode was actually needed, and actually was it was for the better that it is here. So good episode, good finale, thumbs up, liked it really much. Now I'm out of tea. And now we have to talk about this show as a whole, this season as a whole. As I said at the beginning, it's surprising how different this show is from what I expected it to be, and at the same time, how in line it is with what I thought it would be. It's interesting. Initially, I thought that, oh, okay, it's a nice premise, a superhero who has crippling social anxiety. That's a nice idea, that's a nice hook. I would watch something like that. You know, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of growth, maybe some dramatic moments, just a very slice of lifey superhero thing about growing up and getting over your issues, stuff like that, finding friends, etc., etc. And this show is that. But it's more. It's so much more. Then I watched the trailer, and the trailer showed Shy being covered in blood in one moment, and I thought, oh, so that's what we're doing, right? Cutesy art style, cutesy characters, comedic-ish premise, but it's gonna be subverted, there's gonna be blood and gore and people dying and shit like that. And this show wasn't that, but also kinda was. And in the end, it turned out to be much more than any of my early theories about what it's going to be. There's a lot of slice of lifey moments, and I love it. I really, really love it because it grounds the action, it grounds the stakes, and I'm always in favor of that. At the same time, it's not overly slice of lifey. There are fights, and those fights are executed well. There are stakes outside of let's hurry up to the crepe store because it's gonna be closed soon. Right? There are arcs more important than going to Konbini arc that are so prevalent in slice of life shows. And there is that underlying bit of darkness, there is blood, but there isn't gore. It's blood, but enough to make the show believable, not to the point of being gratuitous. Sometimes shows kind of lose a little bit of impact by just refusing to show blood. Like, oh, that guy was just thrown at the wall and shot at from a cannon, and he doesn't have a scrape on him. No, there should be some damage, some scrapes, some blood, some torn clothes, stuff like that. And this show realizes that to make a believable superhero story and make fights believable, there needs to be damage. But it doesn't need to be gratuitous. Right? We don't need to be killing our friends and characters we like every step of the way, Akamega kill style. We don't need to be showing overblown gore at every step of the way either. We use just enough. There's just enough darkness, there's just enough slice of life, there's just enough comedy. There are comedic moments here. There's just enough action. There's just enough psychological horror. There's just enough eldritch horror. There's just enough of everything. Not so much to become overpowering, and not so little to become unnoticeable. It's a very interesting blend that I think it's the first time I actually see that. Symphogear was kind of that early on, but then it kind of ditched some of those moments. It ditched a large chunk of the slice of life. It ditched a large chunk of comedy. It ditched a large chunk of those more light-hearted elements, and steered more towards combat action, high stakes. What was the point I was trying to make? that it reminds me of the early seasons of Symphogear, and I hope it continues this way, because you can do some really nice, really interesting things. You can do some really interesting things with Eco, especially if you make Eco just permanently a civilian. On one hand, I would enjoy it if Eco were to join the fight, if she woke up one day with heart-shift bracelets, sure. But I would also enjoy it really much if she just was the Miku of this show. Okay, not the greatest comparison seeing the latest seasons of Symphogear, but you know what I mean. Right? Like, if she just was the thing that grounds Teru in this civilian world, where Teru said that, oh, those normal things aren't that important. No, they are, and I want Eco to symbolize that. That, okay, sure, you went to France to save the Eiffel Tower from Doki's attack. Okay, you're the savior of the people, but you come back and you are just Eco's friend. And you can hang out, and you can go to a mall, and you can have a sleepover, and you have someone to take care of you. I really like it, how it is right now, and I hope it stays this way. In general, I really enjoy the blend I have been served. There's just enough of everything, as I said. Also, very interesting thing about the pacing of this show that I noticed. It feels too short, and too short as in I want more, and longer than it is at the same time. And I was wondering why, and I think that's precisely because of all the slice of life breaks. They are kinda long, and they kinda create the illusion that nothing's happening, and the time slows to a crawl, so you get the feeling of those like 3 or 4 additional episodes in this show. I don't know, but I just have the feeling that I watched something that was 18 episodes at least, not 12. Could be because I'm like, what, 2 weeks late with this finale, but still. And at the same time, everything was wrapped up faster than I would like it to be, but in like the good way, right? Like I want more. Why are we done with this fight already? No, more, please. Why are we done with this slice of life? You see, no, more, please, a little bit more. So it's both long and short. The pacing is both fast and slow, and at the same time, it just finds this Goldilocks zone where it's just about. I guess the same as with the blend of the genres. It's just about. It's just where it's supposed to be. It's cool. It's really cool. I really enjoyed my time with it. Also, I guess what might contribute to the feeling of like slow progression is the fact that we don't really progress that much ultimately. There's been one fight with Lenya, one fight with Zvieta, whatever you want to call her, right? Like one big fight in the orphanage, and it lasted for multiple episodes. I'm kind of used to superhero shows doing the villain of the week kind of thing for like the first 8 episodes of it. Not the case here. I'm used to learning much more about the villain and their motivations in superhero shows, because usually there is like one supervillain per season that we need to beat down, and then the next season, oh no, Dr. Evil had an evil twin who's even more eviler, and he appears and we must fight him in season 2. Not the case here. Stigma is the long-term villain for this show. So it really slips away from the usual superhero genre tropes. The villain is also... I really like how little we know. But at the same time, I know that there are things to know. Right? I know, I have trust that Stigma isn't just ad-libbing everything, that there is a plan, that the author knows what the actual ultimate goal is and has everything planned and written down. We just haven't discovered that yet. It's slow, it's methodical, and it just feels nice. Also, I'm a sucker for otherworldly, interdimensional shenanigans, so having Amara Rirku be this like alternate plane of existence with Madoka Magica Witch World Labyrinth kind of aesthetic just, hits the spot. And we can never be certain about who even the villain is, who even is Stigma. Is he just a twisted hero? Is he a supervillain who was born just like heroes are? Is he a personification of a concept? Is he a deity? Is he a monster? Is he an alien? Who is he? We don't know that. And we can't even begin to understand it. Cool. Also, we don't even know what the superhero powers are. Where do they come from? How do the heart-shaped bracelets work? We know nothing of that. And on one hand, I would like to learn about it, but on the other, it doesn't really matter all that much, does it? This is not the focus. We're not about to go into the nitty-gritty of, oh yeah, the bracelets are actually made of hard shiftium, which came in a comet falling onto Earth 2,000 years ago, and at the same time, the comet with Evilium also dropped, but we never were able to find it. Oh, I found traces of Evilium in Stigma's magic. What could it be? Right? There isn't like any attempts. There aren't any attempts at scientificifying those things, sciencifying them. Nobody is like, taking some things and working on those heart-shaped bracelets, trying to fix them or upgrade them or anything of the sort. At least not yet. If it happens, it happens. I'm gonna be perfectly fine with it. But it's interesting how we aren't getting into that. It really reminds me of like this, I know, just early superhero shows in general. Power Rangers got their morphers. How do they work? I don't know. They just do. Whatever. Don't question it. Right? It worked. Maho Shoujo got a magic wand that turns her. How does it work? It just does. Don't question it. It's nice. It's breath of fresh air a little bit. If they explain it, cool. I'm gonna be really glad if they do. If they don't, that's also perfectly fine. But in general, there is a lot of mystery, and not just about the villain, but also about the heroes themselves, and I find that fascinating. Because usually we know more or less how the heroes operate, and if we don't know, we at least know that, oh, it's a technology we found in ancient Mesopotamian ruins, it works, it does this, this, and that. We don't fully understand it yet, though. Right? You get some sort of an explanation. And it's the villain, always, who's the mystery. In here, both are mysteries, and I wonder if that is somehow significant. That Stigma and superheroes are two sides of the same coin, somehow. I wonder. There's a lot of things to wonder, for sure. An hour and a half. I should wrap it up, I think. Anything else about the show as a whole? It's just good. I just enjoyed myself. And it's kind of crazy how, I know, how different it feels, how odd it feels, how weird it feels, but in the best ways possible. And it's interesting how this very season, it's not the first show that feels this way. Helck also felt kind of similar, but at the same time in a different way. So this season was ripe in shows that were very imaginative and very different from the usual tropes of every seasonal isekai trash, right? It's cool, it's interesting. Technicalities. Good art, I really like it, it's very cutesy. A lot of focus on the eyes, everybody's blushing. I know, I like it. At first I thought that the art style is what at the beginning made me think that it's going to be, a funny slice of life show about a loser hero. Then it made me think that, aha, they're using cutesy art style, but there's going to be a lot of blood and gore, subversion. But no, it's this sort of an art style because it just works. I know, it's just nice. It's just nice to look at. Good animations. I haven't seen many like sliding PNGs or zoomy, shaky cameras, so that's also good. The CGI that is used, which is used sparingly, works, which is also really good. Good art, good animation in general. Sound. Opening. The opening has some amazing visuals as well, and also the show in this episode in particular, that camera shot from above at Teru, it has some moments like that where it's trying to do something more with the camera. Not to the point of Shangri-La and their love for bottom-up shots elongating the leg, but they're still trying to do something interesting, right? It's not just shot, reverse shot, and static camera. Especially visible in the opening. Opening is so incredibly smooth. The art and animation, sliding around, zooming in on the superheroes. It's so incredibly stylized for a comic book. It's great. Sound-wise, I like the opening. Ending, it's also fine. Opening, I like. Music during the show itself. Some of the Amararirku tracks are really cool. I like this sort of, dark, otherworldly tunes, so that's good. Aside from that, I can't say I noticed any particular tracks that would stand out, but that's also a good thing, because bad music stands out. Decent music just, is a background, so it serves the purpose. So music served the purpose well. Great voice acting. You can really feel the emotion that is conveyed through the lines, so that's good. Great casting. Nobody was miscast. Anything else from technicalities? Pacing, already told about it. Stories. Really good stories, for sure. The writing is really good. It has a lot of depth. You can feel that there is actually like a, document written about the world, the characters, and all the way into the future that they can cross check with at any time. You can see that it is written with a plan. The stories at the same time there's a whole range of them, from very slice of life scenes that also matter for character development. They're not just there for the sake of being slice of life, they matter. To like completely heart-wrenching stories of Lenya, for example. Lenya and Pepesha's story was actually heart-wrenching and kind of like close to me, close to my heart. Really good writing, great characters. There isn't a character that I would dislike. I'm usually not fond of mascot characters, but Envilio, I kind of actually like him. Yeah, legit. There isn't a character that I would dislike. I like everybody. Even the Amararirku people are somehow enticing in one way or another. Great main heroine, of course. I love her relationship with Iko. Iko is a great addition to the cast. She's probably one of the main driving forces for Teru changing in her like civilian life. Anything else? Writing, characters, spacing, art, story. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that would do it for the summary of the season. My opinion on it. It's just a good show. It's just a good show. It was just a good season, and I hope we get more. I really hope we get more. Maybe not this year. I don't know which studio makes it actually. I wonder what are the chances that we're gonna get season 2. It's Studio 8-bit. Studio 8-bit, and they all, yeah, Mahoutsukai Koko no Rettose season 3, Yurukam season 3, Slimito season 3, Sensuality Noir part 2. They have a good story, a good history with second seasons. Hey, this year Sensuality Noir first season launched, and Sensuality Noir part 2 is scheduled for second for 2024, for this year. So yeah, second season, please, and thank you. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for Shy episode 12 finale summary of this season. My opinion, my review. We're entering the next season, winter 2024, and I'm gonna be streaming today, so click the bell, check my channel to be notified when I stream, because I will, as I said already. But yeah, again, that's gonna be it from me about Shy, but maybe you guys have something more to add, and if so, please do say so in the comments. I really read all of them. What did you think about this show, this episode, my reaction, my theories, all that jazz? No spoilers, please, I beg of you. Season 2 is coming, so don't spoil it to me. On my Discord, you can talk spoilers though, and it's also linked in the description as well. Open, free to everybody, so feel free to join it. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos of whatever the next season brings, but also what's continuing: Shangri-La Frontier, Magia Record, Ancient Magus Bride, Saihate and Paladin, and again whatever Winter 2024 brings. I also stream sometimes, so click the bell to be notified of when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks, super chats during streams, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Network, Survivor, Zayrainer, Akamaster, Dr. Watt, Marsh, UK Ally, Puzzle, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to fish some fishes in the Amaravirku.